Hello, I'm Jackson McDonald, and this is my Module 7 discussion video. First of all, we'll start off with question 2, because this week we don't have 2 chapters, we just have 1, so I'm going to go with question 2. 4 different models of Sousa, whatever, are reviewed in Chapter 9. The U-curve model, the hero's journey model, the surprise and sense-making model, and the stress adaptation/growth model. Which of these best reflects your personal experiences? Why? I'm gonna provide me personally, after kind of looking through all these and deciding which one fits me most and which one fits me like the best, I've kind of decided to go with the the surprise and sense-making model. Because I actually chose this because sorry, I'm just trying to figure this out. Because throughout my life, like whether it's me moving into an apartment like this, or me moving to a new home, or even traveling to a new area, the first thing I experience is change. Because it's new to me, it's something I've never experienced before, so it's change. And automatically, the reason why I'm choosing this graph is because I think it relates with how my outlook on change and like that the best. But when I like move to a different area, or like see new different things, automatically I am contrasting and trying to almost categorize these things and kind of make sense of these different things I've never seen before. And the fact that I've never seen them before kind of falls under the idea of surprise. And from there, I'm able to kind of use the contrast of other things I've experienced and the surprise in general of the new things I've learned from this culture to make sense of the situation. So in the grand scheme of things, I do think that Lewis's sense-making model seems to be the most accurate for me and how my outlook on change in general. So, yeah. All right, secondly, I'd like to go with question number 3. This chapter takes a fairly positive attitude towards acculturation. Do you feel this is justified? Why? What about when a person's community is assimilated into another culture, losing their native culture? How does a person... I think that honestly, after reading this text, I've never really like seen the concept being used of acculturation. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but I do think it's justified. I really do. It's like when you're going on a trip, or you're going on, I'm gonna just throw out a random situation. Say you're going on a church mission to a random country in Asia, and you're living there for 6 months. Automatically, as a human, you're not gonna like, once you live there for more than a month, you're gonna start picking up on all these small little things throughout the culture, and whether you know it or not, by the end of the 6 months, you are gonna be like a part of that culture. You're not necessarily gonna be still yourself. I mean, you're gonna pick up certain things from these people and stuff like that. So I do think that it's almost like a natural thing for people to do, is kind of like acculturate. But when someone's when someone's native culture isn't a thing anymore, it's important that a person is able to kind of like look into these things and see the differences, possibly even compare them to like other situations that they've seen in their past, you know. But they represent like different concepts in a way, you know. Acculturation allows individuals to like kind of maintain and like have their own identity, but at the same time, like assimilation like refers to the idea of like it was the complete end all of that culture and stuff. So I think it's more of just like a balancing act rather than one or the other. I would just say it's like learning new things while being able to maintain your old beliefs and your old ways of life in your past culture. So that's it. All right, and lastly, I'm going to go with question 5 for this discussion, which is in this chapter. It is argued that returning to your own culture can be just as difficult as going to a new culture in the first place. Do you really believe this? Why or why not? What experiences have you observed to support your position? Well, I think it's different for everyone and it's different based on the situation at hand. But in my past, throughout like I don't know, moving schools and stuff like that, I feel like I've kind of been able to like see this like come into firsthand play. Even if so when I moved from I moved from the north side of Spokane to the south side of Spokane, and throughout this, I still stuck with some of my friends, some of my buddies from the north side. But the thing is at the end of the day, I don't live up there anymore. I'm not around those people 24/7. I don't see them every day. So now I'm around a whole different group of people. I'm starting to pick up on different like norms and stuff like this on the other side of town. Now it's not that much of a difference. There is a difference in how people carry themselves and different things like that. But I do believe that it can be really hard to return to your past culture, especially if you've left that in the past. With like me and like going back up there and like hanging out with buddies, it's just not the same. It's not the same connection I had with them before when I lived up there. And overall, time takes its toll on people. Like everyone's like change isn't inevitable. Like it's gonna happen. So I feel like it can be very very challenging for someone to go back on their own old culture when they're used to something different because they're going to be looked at. They're not going to be seen as someone who was born there anymore. They're going to be looked at as someone who like was from there originally but decided to move away because they want to be different. So whether you like it or not, I do believe that it can be just as hard as like moving there for the first time as it could be coming back for like after a while. So honestly, I don't really know if that like secures my like my position on this, but me personally, I've kind of seen that where it's like after you move, you can't really go back and experience the same type of emotions as you had before. It's kind of like a one and done thing almost, but not really. It's just like it only feels that way once and it won't ever feel that way again. Just kind of with the relationships. Like I'm friends with them still, but it's not that same type of friendship that I used to have back in the day. And yeah, so